Hey guys, Reesefield here, down in the fur shed again. Kind of want to talk to you about another little handy tool again. Today, we're going to be covering the Sullivan's Trap Tester. Alrighty? As some people call it, the Trap Pan Tension Tester. In short, that's really what it does. It tests the tension of your pans. Why is that important? Well, because when you're trapping, let's say, smaller, lighter animals, mink, muskrat, whatever, coon, you want the tension of your pan to be looser, so that its little weight can set the trap off. You don't want to have to almost jump on it to set the trap off. You want it to barely step its weight on it and set the trap off and catch it. With your bigger traps for predators, coon or fox or coyote or bigger yet, you want the tension to be a little harder. You don't want it to be loose because you don't want non-target catches. You don't want the smaller animals setting your traps off. You want it to be a lot harder so the bigger animals can set off. You can just get the species you're after. So that's when this little handy tool comes into play, because how will you know how tight you want it to be? So this is the Trap Pan Tension Tester made by Sullivan's, and it's kind of cool. I bought this for about 13 bucks, so they're relatively cheap, just like the last couple tools we've been talking about. So what you got here is just your basic spring. Alright, it's got a metal point on a spring. It's got the rubber tubing that just goes on the end here, so it doesn't just, when the jaws smash on here, it doesn't smash up your metal here. It'll just absorb it. These are 1 pound increments. Alright, I'll talk about those later. So here you got 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. Alright, now the reason they don't have more than 4 is because no one really sets it that hard. So very handy little tool for pre-season getting your traps ready. Now, so let me just kind of show you here what we're talking about. So for smaller animals, mink, muskrat, coon, you're going to want your tension anywhere from about half a pound to about 1.5 pounds. You can look that up, or it's preference, whatever. So what you're going to do, you're going to take and you're going to set your trap. This is just a #1 long spring trap. And really what you're going to do is you're going to take this tool and then you're going to set it on the pan of the trap and you're going to push down and you're going to, in essence, set the trap off. Now one thing you got to remember is when pressing down on the pan, don't set it closer to the dog because that'll be harder for it to set off, and don't press closer to the edge because that'll be easier for it to set off. Put it right dead center in the middle of the pan and push. And at the same time, you're going to want it on a level surface, okay? So it's not rocking back and forth. This is pretty good. At the same time, you're going to be looking at your little increments here. They go all the way around. You're going to press it down, and you're going to watch your increments, and you're going to see how much pressure it took. It's in pounds. So you're going to see how many pounds it took to set it off. So I'm going to set off this trap here. You had about half a pound there. Nothing much at all. That's pretty much the range you're wanting for your small animals like mink and muskrat. So this trap would be ready to go. Again, this is for pre-season. You want to do this when your traps are ready to go out into the field. Right before they're about to go out into the field, make your final tunings. Because if you do it before you dye and wax, or you do it before you take off the rust, or you do it before you do any more modifications, it might change it just a bit. If you want to be sure, do it right before the season. A couple other things. An example, this #3 coil spring here, it is center swivel there. You can see center staked. This would rock back and forth on the table, causing it not to be an accurate reading. So to do something like this, hold it by here and press it right here in your hand, because that'll be more level than the table will be. Alright? Another thing as well, with these big traps, now I know it has that rubber tubing on there, so it'll protect the metal. It will still slam down pretty hard on that rubber tubing, and it'll soon wear it out. No biggie, you can go buy some more tubing, but I like to stay cheap. I like to go not spend stuff on money on stuff I don't have to. So you can do it right on the trap, let it slam down on it, whatever, or you can just bend the one loose spring out of the way, press it on the middle of the pan, and it won't slam your tool. It'll just slam the jaws together, and you'll still get your reading. It's still accurate. So with coyote traps, predator traps, you want your trap pan tension to be, I'm going to say probably from about 2 as your lightest to about 3. 2 to 3, 3.5, something like that. So we're going to test out this tension here. Remember, I'm keeping the point right in the center of the pan, and I'm watching my readings as I push down. So I'm going to put it right in the center, and here I go. I'm going to press down. Alrighty, that was about 2.5. So we're right in that range, 2.5 pounds, perfect. All right, let's try one more. This just kind of shows you, this is a number 4 Bridger, 4 coil spring. This just kind of shows you why it's important. Okay, so here we go. Center, I'm going to let it slam this time. 1 pound, 2 pound, 3 pounds, 4 pounds. See, I'll do it a little more careful this time. Okay, it's all the way closed. It's about 4.5 pounds right now, and I have not set off the trap. That's why this is important, because that takes a lot of force. It's 4 pounds of force, just with one paw putting its foot down. That coyote got away. That's too tight. I need to loosen that up. So really, that's all this tool's for. It's for showing you how tight your pan tension is, and really neat little gadget. I would recommend picking one of these up. Just kind of gives you an edge on where your traps are at and where they need to be. So, trap pan tension tester, really good for pre-season, just getting your traps fine-tuned and ready. So, hey guys, that's it for now. Thanks for watching.